Here I am at the bottom of the Paseo de Monteo, downtown Merida. It's the main boulevard, and compared to the Champs-Élysées in Paris. And Monteo is the gentleman who founded Merida. And this is Sunday, so they close it off to traffic, open it up to pedestrians and bicyclists.
Su sirena, allá fueron los bomberos con su campana y su sirena. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? El cuarto de...
These are some of the mansions that were built during the heyday of rope production from the plants here in the Yucatan. And there were a lot of extremely wealthy people as a result of that until they developed artificial rope. Some have been converted into banks and so on. A few are private homes. And that one up there is, I believe, a private home that you can tour. There are some shops along the boulevard, not all that many, most of it is homes. And everyone's walking their dogs or their children. Some beautiful old buildings here. Many of these mansions were abandoned for like over 150 years just because people couldn't afford to maintain them. They walked away from them. And it's probably only in the last 50 years or so that they've started restoring a lot of them. This one was bought by the Santander Bank and completely renovated. Beautiful job. Now this is a private home that's been turned into sort of like a museum. You can take tours of it. It's still owned by some people out of Mexico City. You can have your wedding here and all sorts of activities you can have here or hold them here. It's a beautiful, beautiful property. I was through it on the last trip and well worthwhile taking a tour. It's wonderfully restored inside. The Quinta Monte Molina. And this one, according to the sign, is owned by a very large Mexican company that has made it their headquarters. And again, a beautiful restoration job. This one is really quite unique. You look at the tall tower. Looks like work has been done renovating it. Obviously someone owns it and you can rent it. I'm sure it would be extremely expensive to rent. This is the Anthropological Museum here in Merida. I have not been through this, but perhaps this week. gorgeous building. I love how they do sort of very light, bright colors, creams, and that type of thing. We're getting close to the bottom of Paseo de Montejo. Obviously, these two buildings have not been restored like the other ones have, but they're still in very good shape considering the era in which they were built. One of the many little plazas downtown Merida, and usually surrounded by restaurants. Today's kind of an artisan day, so you can see them selling a variety of things in here. This isn't the biggest plaza. The biggest plaza is Plaza Grande, which is straight down the road here. Beautiful old church. Don't see a name on it, but and here I am on the Plaza Grande. And this is the old cathedral, which is still used. I think it was 1562 that it was constructed. And now, of course, you've got all the vendors here. Food and just about everything else. And I'm about to have a churro and something to eat. Well, sorry, something to drink along with my churros. See? This is the hacienda of the Montejo family that founded Merida. And it's on the Plaza Grande Square, right here. I'm now in the museum of the Casa de la Montejo. I'm going to take a little tour. Hola! Buenos días.
Muy buenos días, adelante, siguiendo lo que es el caminito.
Gracias.
Puedes tomar fotografía. Estamos en el área de biblioteca. A continuación está la sala, la recámara.
Of course, back in those days, they had no air conditioning, so they used huge doors on each side to create a draft. Beautiful, beautiful home. Although I might add, they have put in air conditioning. formal dining room. For very dark, heavy furniture. The ceilings are really quite something. I love the ideas of having a center courtyard. That is really a nice feature. A lot of the homes, because of the Spanish influence in town, have inner courtyards, although not usually as palatial as this. They have retained some of the original structure for the arches, but of course, due to deterioration, have had to rebuild them.